You check your phone before your feet hit the floor. Your heart rate spikes at the notification sound. You scan the room, not because you expect danger, but because something in you can't stop looking. And here's the thing, that something is ancient, far older than you, far older than anything you'd recognize as human. Your brain is not a modern machine. It is a survival device built for a world that no longer exists, and it is running that old software inside your skull right now. Neuroscientist David Eagleman describes the human brain as a battle-tested relic, a structure shaped not by comfort or logic, but by the brutal pressure of staying alive long enough to reproduce. Every circuit inside it was carved by danger. Every instinct you feel today once had a job to do in a world full of predators, starvation, and strangers who might kill you. That world is gone. Your brain doesn't know that. Think about the last time you felt anxious for no clear reason. Not scared of something specific, just a low hum of unease sitting behind your eyes. You probably chalked it up to stress or a bad night's sleep or too much coffee. But that feeling has a much older name. Researchers call it background anxiety, and for your ancestors it was not a glitch, it was the feature that kept them alive. Imagine standing in tall grass on the African savanna 200,000 years ago. The wind shifts, something moves at the edge of your vision. You don't know if it's a lion or a branch. Your ancestors who assumed it was a branch and were wrong didn't make it. The ones who assumed the worst every single time survived. Their DNA is your DNA, their nervous system is your nervous system. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman spent decades studying how humans make decisions. What he found was not a rational mind carefully weighing evidence. What he found was a machine that defaults to the fast, automatic, emotionally driven response almost every time. He called it System 1 thinking. And System 1 was not built for stock markets or social media or performance reviews. It was built for grass, for shadows, for the sudden crack of a twig. So when your boss sends you a one-line email that says, "Can we talk?" and your chest tightens instantly, that is System 1. That is your ancient brain pattern. Matching a social threat to a physical one. It cannot tell the difference between a lion and your manager. It only knows something powerful is displeased. React. Now consider something even stranger. Your brain has a built-in negativity bias. This is not a personality flaw. It is a design specification. Neuroscientist Rick Hanson put it simply, the brain is like Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones. Bad news sticks. Good news slides off. You remember the one critical comment in a sea of praise. You replay the argument 3 days later. You imagine the worst-case version of every uncertain situation. For your ancestors, this made perfect sense. A good day on the savannah. Food was found, the group was safe, no one was hurt. That day did not need to be memorized in detail. It was just a day. But a bad day, a near miss with a predator, a poisonous plant, a rival tribe, that needed to be encoded deeply, permanently, because forgetting it could get you killed. Your brain is still doing this. Every criticism your mind returns to at 2 a.m. is a survival system doing its job. The job just doesn't fit the modern world anymore. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Your brain was built for a group of about 150 people. That is the social unit your ancestors lived in for most of human history. Evolutionary anthropologist Robin Dunbar discovered that across human societies, the number of stable social relationships a person can maintain tops out at around 150. Not 500, not thousands, 150. This number is written into your brain's architecture. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for tracking social relationships, remembering who likes who, calculating trust, was sized for a village, not a city, not a social network with 800 followers. A village. So every time you feel overwhelmed by social obligations, by the impossible number of people you're supposed to respond to, by the anxiety of being seen by strangers online, that is your Paleolithic social brain crashing under a modern load it was never designed to carry. Being excluded from a group once meant death. No tribe meant no protection, no food, no warmth. So your brain treats social rejection with the same alarm it reserves for physical pain. Brain imaging studies have confirmed this. The same neural regions that activate when you break your arm activate when someone leaves you out of the group chat. That sting is not weakness. That is your brain running ancient code.